Hi guys, welcome back to From Surviving to Thriving. Today I'm going to do a video that I've been meaning to do for a while. It's about trapping turkey with a quite weird trap, because it's not the normal like snare and like string with the sapling. It's mostly weight. It's kind of like a deadfall trap, but it doesn't kill. It basically traps it in a box. But to do that, you would need, unfortunately, string. I usually don't like to use string in my videos, as I've said before, but it is definitely a necessity for this. This is nylon string. It is very easy to get. You can buy it at a lot of hardware stores and home improvement. It's very strong. You can weave it into a bow string if you want, so it's good string to have. But today we're going to use it mostly for lashing together branches to make a cage for a turkey trap, and I'll explain more how the trigger and the actual box is made here soon, so stay with me. Okay, so here we see the base of my trap. It's just a split piece of pine, just a small branch of pine, and it's a branch split in two like that, and a branch split in two like that. So those are a good base. They're nice and heavy because they're wet, so that will work for the short side. And this obviously will work for the long side. And I did this with my axe. I was just obviously chopping off the branch, and I slipped and I almost cut halfway into my leg with the axe. So be careful. Remember, always have axe safety, especially with a wedge or his axe. They're really sharp. But yeah. So there is the two base. Now you would want to lay those down like this. If you can see here, that's why I made them so long, is so that some would hang over, and so I could have material to lash to with the wood. So and I'll obviously make it stronger. Since I don't have nails or screws, I absolutely have to use string for this part. So and this, I forgot to mention in the earlier part, one of the hardest part of this kind of trap is you have to have good bait. And usually with the smaller traps that trap smaller birds, that have a shiny piece of foil, or like a bright colored berry, and that really attracts its attention, and the bird pecks it, and then the trigger goes off. But make sure you have some sort of bait. Obviously, in a survival situation, this would be hard to find, but it is definitely a necessity for this kind of trap. Okay, so we have our base frame lashed together. It isn't the most sturdy thing in the world, but it doesn't necessarily have to be too sturdy, because it's going to be laying on the ground if you ever even catch a turkey. So now for the dome part that actually traps and keeps in the turkey. So stick with me to see that part. The original method, and that is basically stacking logs, log cabin style, up on this trap until you get to the very top basically a log here, a log here, a log here, a log here, slowly going up until you get a pointed top, and so that's really sturdy and strong. So I'm just going to do that, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so the first step to making this is putting a string across one corner and a string across the other corner, and lashing them together in the middle, so you can put your logs right here and they'll stay in place. So now just the next step is to find logs and place them on each corner until they come to the top, and you have your trap. So there it is. Well, as you just saw, it's coming along quite nicely. Some of you might be wondering why in the world I'm using rotten, or at least semi-rotten branches, and that's because in nature usually you wouldn't have the incredibly white wood showing through of the pine. I just used that because the base needs to be strong, but usually you wouldn't see that, especially for like deer and stuff. Would be a lot more suspicious of white ends and white wood and green wood cut into a box. You know, usually that never happens in nature. Also, I'm breaking the ends off instead of cutting them off. First of all, that saves time. Also, it doesn't make the like clean cuts that usually wouldn't happen. It's still sturdy, but the logs aren't too rotten. They're just older logs, and so it would look a lot more natural. So I'm going to finish that and then show you the actual trigger mechanism and put it over by my spot where I put down feed. Actually, just when I came out here, I saw deer run off, and they're actually eating the corn that I put out. Okay, so that the box part is done. The trigger part, usually it's nice to have a knife to do it with, but you don't have to have one. So I'm just going to do it with the axe just to show you that it's not too hard at all. So sometimes you could do a figure 4 trigger system and view my figure 4 deadfall trap video to learn how to do that. But there are other ways, and that's the way I'm going to show you. So also you need extra string for the trigger mechanism because you do incorporate tripwires into your trigger mechanism. So make sure you subscribe to see if this trap actually works, because I'm going to set it and then wait for a while, because it obviously doesn't work immediately, but I'm not going to wait to upload this video. I'm going to upload another one later to see, or to show you if I've actually caught one. Okay, so the first component you need for this trap is just a stake. Just a stake that is quite sturdy and long enough to put into the ground, which this one is not, but I will get a new one, but long enough to drive into the ground and be tall enough so that a turkey or whatever you're trying to trap can get into it easily. So just pound that in. Okay, so here's the stake, and then the next component would be a long stick like this one to go into the trap and be actually the trigger stick that the turkey hits and sets off. So make sure it's long enough to go into like the middle of the trap. So that's good. Cut it off there. Unfortunately, this trap is quite heavy, but this should still work. So that's a lot more simple than a figure 4 deadfall, but it does work well. So let's try it out. Didn't quite work the first time, but always this second time. Well, as you can tell, that worked quite well, in fact. So now I'm going to position it right and see how it does in actual test. Okay, so you can see that there is enough space for a turkey or some sort of small game bird to come in here and start eating the corn that's on the ground. And this stick right here is the trigger stick that runs to here, and when this is like pushed on, it pushes that back, and this is actually bent. It's pounded in the ground and bent, so it springs back, so it doesn't get in the way of the actual trap falling. Also, I'm going to put a tripwire from here to the log and from the other side, so it just creates more ways for this to get pushed, and obviously that would entail the trap falling, and the trap falling would entail you getting a meat source. So I'll do that, and then I'll show you my other one that I built out of PVC pipe and chicken wire, which did work. You know, it's not like that one didn't work. I did catch a turkey in it. I didn't kill it, but So I did get a turkey. So here is the trap I built with the PVC pipe and chicken wire. It's just two pipes bent over with a 2x4 frame, and the chicken wire is just stapled in down here. If you are trying to trap turkey if you're not an actual survival situation, then you could build this. It's a lot more sturdy. And I did catch one in here. Unfortunately, I didn't get a picture of it because I wasn't prepared, but there it is. So, thank you for watching this turkey trap video. I hope you have already looked at my website and bought one of these bracelets or a survival belt that consists of a belt, but it's made out of this weave. This is called the cobra knot. So this is actually a whole belt. I think it's 45-inch belt. There's several sizes, and it's woven like this, but instead of just once woven this way, it comes back around, so it's a lot thicker. Also, it has a lot more string in it. Go to the website for more details. I'll have a link to the website in the description of the video. The belt consists of a More of Sweden knife, a Strike Force striker fire starter, and a package of wet fire that comes with the Strike Force. And I have a compass on there, a signaling mirror, flashlight, and a carabiner with a whistle and stuff like that on it. The More Sweden knife does have a improved sheath. Actually, no, that's going to come later. It's going to be a nice leather sheath, so that's nice. Before, I've seen just a belt woven like this for $50, but the whole kit, including the More Sweden knife and all the other accessories, is going to be around $50, and all the profit of that is going to go to charity. At Christmas time, I'm going to donate all that I've earned so far, and so please make sure you support charity and support the business. But thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Also, again, make sure you subscribe to see if this trap actually works, because every day I'm going to come back here and check if it's down and if there's a turkey in it.